We'd like to welcome those of you just tuning in on the show. You're joining us at a great time. The Toronto Blue Jays are looking to wrap this thing up, but with a one-run lead and the middle of the order due up, this thing is by no means over. Andrew McCutcheon is at the plate as he watches ball one. And the pitch. And he falls behind now, 2-0.
Well, he's got himself in a good count right now. Down one, he's probably looking for something to drive out of the ballpark, maybe tie this game up.
All over the place to start the ninth. It's 3-0 now. Up in the strike zone, but the take sign was on 3-1.
That's a big fastball, obviously, and we're going to see this reliever throw it a lot.
And he lays off ball four, so now the potential tying run here is aboard late in the game.
Left fielder.
And this one's tapped fouled at home plate.
Polanco.
He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Oh, on the ground to first. Can this be two? Barney for one. Back to first. A ninth inning double play, and they're an out away from closing this one out. Ready for another shot now. David Freese. A couple of singles for him and 4 trips for him this afternoon. And that misses for ball one. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. That nibbled the corner there, but missed. 2-1. Pitch swung on and hit in the air toward the line and right. Bautista coming on, makes the catch, and that's the ball game. Every game has its offensive stars, and in this one, he argued.
TGIF, and welcome to Inside the Show. Starting in the AL East, the Toronto Blue Jays total 11 hits as they beat the visiting Rays 3-2. At the moment, the Blue Jays sit atop the American League East Division. They have a small game-and-a-half advantage over second, while the Rays are fourth in the division, 8 games out of first. The Mets got 11 overall hits as they pummeled the Yankees 9-2. As of today, the Mets are in first place in the NL East. They have a small half-game advantage, while the Yankees are in last place in the AL East, 18 games out of first. The Indians allowed only 5 hits as they defeated the Twins in the Twin Cities 4-3. Right now, the Twins sit in fourth place in the American League Central Division, 13 games out, while the Indians are atop the division. They have a commanding 7.5 game advantage over second. Miguel Gonzalez earned win number 7 this season, leading the White Sox to victory over the Rangers 2-1. Heading into today, the Rangers are in third place in the AL West, 12.5 games back. And the White Sox are in last place in the AL Central. They're over 20 games out of first. The Arizona Diamondbacks allowed 5 hits in the game as they got a win over the Astros in Houston 4-1. Looking at the standings, the Astros are in second place in the AL West. They trail by 8.5 games. While the Diamondbacks are in third place in the NL West. They're 17.5 games out of first. The Reds hit 3 long balls as they crushed the Cubs 11-0. As of today, the Cubs sit in first place in the National League Central Division. They are more than 10 games ahead of second. And the Reds are fourth in the division. They're over 20 games out of first. The Cardinals launched 3 home runs as they defeated the Pirates at PNC Park 6-1. Right now, the Pirates sit in third place in the National League Central Division. They're over 20 games out of first. And the Cardinals are second in the division. They're over 20 games out of first. Chaz Rowe grabbed win number 6 on the year, leading the Braves to a win. The beginning of the work week, and welcome to Inside the Show. Looking first at the American League East, the Chicago Cubs combined to give up just 5 hits as they took down the visiting Blue Jays 2-1. At the moment, the Cubs are in first place in the NL Central. They are more than 10 games ahead of second, while the Blue Jays are in second place in the AL East, yet they currently lead the race for the American League wildcard. The Boston Red Sox completed a 3-game series sweep as they defeated the visiting Yankees 4-1. It was their 7th win in a row. Looking at the standings, the Red Sox sit in first place in the American League Eastern Division. They have a small half-game advantage. And the Yankees are at the bottom of the division. They're 19.5 games out of first. The Seattle Mariners had 12 hits as a team as they took down the Rays in St. Petersburg 5-0. Heading into today, the Rays are in 4th place in the AL East. They trail by 8.5 games. And the Mariners sit in 3rd place in the American League West Division, 12.5 games back. The Orioles allowed only 5 hits as they defeated the visiting Angels 2-1. As of today, the Orioles sit in 3rd place in the American League East Division, but they currently hold a spot in the AL wildcard race. While the Angels sit in first place in the American League West Division, they are enjoying a comfortable 6.5 game cushion. The Detroit Tigers totaled 13 hits as a team as they got the best of the Dodgers at home 9-3. Right now, the Tigers sit in 2nd place in the AL Central Division 6.5 games back. And the Dodgers sit in first place in the National League West Division. They hold a dominant 9.5 game advantage. Travis Wood got the win number 7 thus far as the Royals got the victory over the Indians 6-1. In other Indians news, relief pitcher Dan Otero is listed as day-to-day but is not expected to see any time on the DL. He's dealing with stiffness in his back. At the moment, the Royals are in 3rd place in the AL Central, 11.5 games out of first. And the Indians are atop the division. They are enjoying a comfortable 6.5 game cushion. The Minnesota Twins combined for 10 hits as a team as they took down the visiting Diamondbacks 2-1. Heading into today, the Twins are in 4th place in the AL Central, 12 games behind first place. And the Diamondbacks sit in 3rd place in the National League West Division. Happy Friday, baseball fans. Welcome to Inside the Show. Starting in the AL East, Blake Snell earned win number 7 this season as Tampa Bay rolled past the Blue Jays 3-1. He is currently among the AL The month of August is coming to a close, and tomorrow rosters will expand. But first, here's what happened in yesterday's action. Looking first at the American League East, the Bo Sox put together 10 hits total as they beat the Blue Jays in Toronto 3-1. The Cleveland Indians earned the 3-game series sweep as to 5. The Mariners totaled 11 hits as a team as they beat the O's in Baltimore 7-4. The Tampa Bay Rays finished off a 3-game sweep as they beat the Royals in Kauffman Stadium 2-1. The win was their 7th in a row. Kyle Gibson pitched well, earning his 9th win of the season.
And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. Steve Pearce may be looking to go deep here as he and his team trail by 1 here in the 9th. They haven't played perfectly as it's hit on the ground. Oh, and he can't pick it up cleanly. And the recovery's too late as he's able to beat the throw to first. Here's Kendrys Morales. In previous meetings with Britain over the years, he's only 1 for 10. First pitch coming. Here it is. Ground ball left side. There's one. Back to first. A 9th inning double play, and they're an out away from closing this one out. Digging in once again, Justin Smoke. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. Grounded to third. And the inning will continue as that's through for a 2-out hit. So the 2-out base hit on the top of the inning is still alive.
Now batting, shortstop, Darwin Barney.
Ready once again, Darwin Barney. He'll be looking for something he could drive into the gap and drive home that tying run from first. Swing and a liner. And he'll put this one away, and with that, the ball game is over. And guys, a very important.
Hello there, baseball fans. Let's recap what went down around the league on Wednesday. Starting in the AL East, Craig Kimbrell earned his first victory of the season as the Red Sox were victorious over the Blue Jays 4-3. Right now, the Red Sox sit in first place in the American League Eastern Division, 6 games up on second place, while the Blue Jays are second in the division, but they currently lead the AL wildcard race. The Orioles put together 10 hits total as they defeated the visiting Yankees 7-2. Looking at the standings, the Orioles sit in fourth place in the American League East Division, 16 games out of first. And the Yankees are at the bottom of the division. They're over 20 games out of first. The Twins combined to give up just 5 hits as they defeated the Rays in extra innings 4-3. At the moment, the Rays are in third place in the AL East, 10.5 back. And the Twins sit in third place in the American League Central, 14 games back. The Indians sent 3 balls into the seats as they beat the White Sox on the south side 6-5. They stayed hot with their 10th in a row. Heading into today, the beginning of the work week, and welcome to Inside the Show. Starting in the AL East, the Toronto Blue Jays cracked 14 hits overall as they defeated the Twins in the Twin Cities 4-3. They now have 6 straight victories. As of today, the Twins are in third place in the AL Central. They're 19.5 games out of first. And the Blue Jays sit in second place in the American League East Division, yet they currently lead the race for the American League wildcard. The Tampa Bay Rays completed a 3-game series sweep as they beat the visiting Red Sox 5-1. Right now, the Rays sit in third place in the American League East Division. They trail by 8.5 games, while the Red Sox are atop the division. They own a 2.5 game advantage. Jordan Montgomery got his 7th win out of the bullpen as the Yankees claim victory over the Orioles 4-3. Looking at the standings, the Yankees are in last place in the AL East. They're over 20 games out of first, while the Orioles are 4th in the division. They're 16.5 games out of first. The Cleveland Indians got 12 hits in this one as they grabbed the win against the visiting Royals 10-5. Happy Friday, baseball fans. Welcome to Inside the Show. Looking first at the American League East, the Blue Jays earned the 3-game series sweep as they grabbed the win against the visiting Royals 8-5. They continue to win as they now have 9 straight. Heading into today, the Blue Jays are in second place in the AL East, only a game and a half back. And the Royals sit in third place in the American League Central. They're over 20 games out of first. This one, as they beat the O's in Baltimore 7-4. At the moment, the Orioles are in fourth place in the AL East, 18 games out of first. And the Rays are third in the division. They trail by 8.5 games. Matt Boyd won his 4th game thus far, helping lead the Tigers past the Twins 5-3. Right now, the Tigers are in second place in the AL Central, 12 games behind first place, while the Twins are third in the division. They're over 20 games out of first. The Indians combined to allow only 4 hits as they destroyed the Angels 10-0. The final postseason teams are jockeying for position. Welcome to Inside the Show. Looking first at the American League East, the New York Yankees got together to allow 4 hits as they took down the visiting Blue Jays 3-2. Looking at the standings, the Yankees sit in last place in the American League East Division. They're over 20 games out of first, while the Blue Jays have now clinched one of 2 AL wildcard spots with the win. Chris Young drove in 4 and had a home run as the Red Sox grabbed the win over Houston 8-1. He extended his hitting streak to a modest 6 straight games. As of today, the Red Sox sit in first place in the American League East Division, 2 games up on second place, while the Astros are in second place. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Inside the Show, your source for all postseason news. Here's a recap of yesterday's playoff baseball. In the National League wildcard game, the Mets left fielder, number 30, cracked 2 home runs in the game, helping lead the Mets past the Giants, as they will now continue their postseason run and move on to play in the National League Division Series. And that's what's going on around baseball here in October. Join us again tomorrow for updates from around the postseason.
Play ball. He's safe. 3. Ball 4.
base, ball 4. Ball 4, take the base. Ball 4, take the base. 3, 3, 3, 3. That hit him. First base.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Tampa Bay, number 33, Danny Crawford.
3.
Now pitching for the Rays, number 49, Tommy Hunter. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 7, Jr. Your attention, please. Now pitching for Tampa Bay, number 31, Rizio Cedeno. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 54, Roberto Osuna.
Hello, baseball fans. Thanks for joining us on this October morning. Here's what's going on around the league as the postseason rolls on. The Cubs got the best of the
Let's play ball. Ball 4, take the base. 3. Ball 4, take the base. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3.
Pitching for the Red Sox, number 56.
Ball 4, take the base. That hit him. He's got 3.
Now pitching for the Red Sox, number 47.
Ball 4, take the base. Take the base, ball 4.
Pitching for the Red Sox, number 28. Robbie Ross.
Ball 4, take the base.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 38.
Ball 4,
Justin Wilson. Now pitching for the Red Sox, number 39. Austin Smith.
Play ball. He's safe. Three. First base. Three. Ball four. Take the base.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 21, Joe
Three.
Iagini.
Ball four. Take the base.
Now pitching for Toronto, number 30, Joe Smith.
Three.
Now pitching for Toronto, number 63, Aaron Luke.
Let's play ball. That hit him. First base. Three. Take the base. Ball four. He's safe. Three.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Red Sox,
Three.
number 56, Joe Kelly. Now pitching for the
Three.
Blue Jays,
Three.
number 7, Edward
Ball
Jr.
four. Take the base.
Pitching for the Red Sox, number 47, Tyler Thornburg. Now pitching for the Blue Jays,
Three.
number 54, Roberto Osuna.
Play ball. Three. Ball four. Take the base. Three. Take the base. Ball four.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Red Sox,
Three.
number
Ball
40,
four. Take the base.
Jason
Ball four.
Turner.
Take the base. Three.
Now pitching for the Blue Jays,
Three.
number 38,
Three.
Justin Wilson. Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 54, Roberto Osuna.
Hi there, everyone. Welcome to this special postseason edition of Inside the Show. Let's take a look at the latest from around Major League Baseball.
Let's play ball. Take your base. Ball four. Ball four. Take your base. Three.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 62, Aaron Luke. Now pitching for Toronto, number 38, Justin Wilson. Now pitching for Toronto, number 7, Carl Edwards Jr. Now pitching for Toronto, number 54, Roberto Osuna.
And welcome in, everybody, as we join you now with
Leading
nobody
off
out in the ninth inning.
Angel Ninth.
Here's Albert now. He'll start things out against Roberto Osuna, who for his part goes for the save in this one. And he'll miss the target away with the fastball. It's 1-0.
Well, he's out in front of that changeup. I think, Matt, that was a result of the fastball the pitch before. He's throwing so hard, you got to honor that fastball in that situation.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. He's fallen behind now, 3-1. Now a ball hit foul off to the right and up into the crowd. Here comes the payoff pitch. And he wasn't going to hit that one with an or. The strikeout, and there's one gone. First pitch coming. Here it is. C.J. Cron comes on with one away as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0. Now he gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. His career history with Roberto Osuna, 1 for 4. A wave and a miss. He's set. Here's the 2-2. There's a high foul ball as it finds a lucky fan in the upper deck for a souvenir. And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen.
Danny Espinosa
Comes set and the 0-1. In tight there as he's got to turn out of the way of that one. And this will be a called strike 2. In trouble now as they're down to their final strike tonight. And he gets strike 3 called to end it here. And with that, this one is over. And there's no better time of year to come up big for your team than in the postseason. And that's exactly what this man did. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, no time like the postseason to come through and lift your team to victory. He was certainly a big factor here, and it was pretty cool to see.
Play ball.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 56, J.P. Howard. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 59, T.J. House.
Let's play ball.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 59, T.J. House. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 7, Edward Jr.
Play ball.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 31, Joe Piacchini. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 48, Justin Wilson. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 54, Roberto Osuna.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Thanks for making us a part of your morning. Let's jump into the latest news from around the Major League Baseball postseason. In Game 4 of the American League Championship Series, the Blue Jays' second baseman, number 29, totaled 3 hits while driving in 4 as the Blue Jays took care of the Angels 8-4. They've now tied the series at 2 heading into Game 5.
Let's play ball. He's safe. He's safe. Play ball.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Toronto, number 7, Carl Edward Jr. Now pitching for Toronto, number 54, Roberto Osuna.
Let's play ball.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Toronto, number 31, Joe Diagina. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 38, Justin Wilson. Now pitching for Toronto, number 54.
And welcome in, everybody, as we join you now with
Leading
nobody out in the ninth inning.
Left fielder.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Kyle Schwarber. 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts for him to this point in the ballgame.
Well, these hitters can expect to see a heavy dose of that big fastball from this reliever. It's a major part of his arsenal.
And he comes back with a fastball, 1-2 now. Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss at one in the dirt. And he makes the throw to first. Schwarber is retired, and there's one away.
The catcher, number 40.
Here's the young catcher, Wilson Contreras. No hits in 3 tries so far. He's struck out once. And he gets ahead here with the fastball. Strike 1. Strike 2 at a pitch that catches the outside corner. And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen. Sends that one out of play for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Has them down to their final strike. Here it comes. And here's a ball hit in the air. And he'll get under it to make the catch, and the Blue Jays have swung home field advantage around.
Hi there, everyone. Welcome to this special postseason edition of Inside the Show. Let's take a look at the latest from around Major League Baseball. In the first game of this year's World Series, Russell Martin had 3 hits and drove in 3, leading the Blue Jays to the win over the Cubs 5-4. They now lead the series 1-0 heading into Game 2. And that's all for today's show. See you back here tomorrow for another postseason recap. Have a great day.
Play ball. He's safe.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Toronto, number 56, J.P. Howell.
Let's play ball. He's safe.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 31, Joe Diagina.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Inside the Show, your source for all postseason news. Here's a recap of yesterday's playoff baseball. The Chicago Cubs beat the Blue Jays in Toronto 5-2. And that's what's going.
Play ball.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 38, Justin Wilson. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 54, Roberto Osuna. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 31, Joe Piaccini.
Welcome to the show, everyone.
Let's play ball. He's safe.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 62, Aaron Luke. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 30, Joe Smith.
Play ball.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Toronto, number 38, Justin Wilson. Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 7, Carl Edwards Jr.
It's interleague baseball. Next on the show. Now at the plate, Diego Sanchez. He will lead this one off today.
Second baseman, number 5.
Hit on the ground to third. Freeze is there. Throw on to first in time, 1 away. So coming to the plate, Kevin Pillar. Career numbers against Julio. Tehran. 1 for 5. He's ready. Here's the first offering. In tight here with the first pitch fastball that's 1-0. Lots of sunshine in the forecast. 83 degrees here at first pitch. Chop foul over towards the coaching box. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Fouled off again, and now he's in a 1-2 hole.
Well, he got a piece of that breaking ball right there. That's the second one he's seen in a row now, and he fouled that one off. Let's see if he comes back with a third one. 3 in a row.
Hit to third. On to Freeman at first, and there are 2 away now. Coming to the plate now, Vladimir Guerrero. First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on. Swing and a little blooper to center. Inciarte moving in. And that ends the inning. Here's Ender Inciarte. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
Leading off for the break, center fielder, Ender Inciarte.
And that misses for ball 1. The 1-0 delivery. 1-0 pitch is right there, but ruled a ball. 2-0. Tough one to lay off, called a strike. Set to deliver on 2-1. He's fallen behind now, 3-1.
He's only 4 pitches in, but he doesn't look too sharp to start the day off.
And this will be nowhere close as his control deserts him here. It's a 5-pitch walk.
Batting second, the shortstop.
Dansby Swanson is the batter now as he looks at a ball of 1-0. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. On the move is Pilar. 1 away. And he will scurry back to first as he'll think twice about trying to move up.
Batting third.
Now to the plate, Freddie Freeman. First swings for him in this one with a runner still at first and 1 gone. Now a throw behind the runner, and it's in time to get him. And that, folks, is the danger. Stepping in, Troy Tulowitzki. He'll start things out here in a tie ball game.
Troy Tulowitzki.
Now a swing and a chopper foul right at home plate. The windup and the 0-1. A wave and a miss.
What a good pitch. He went way out of the zone to try to swing and catch up to that slider. Now you got him thinking. It's 0-2. You can throw him anything you want.
Brightest star for the Blue Jays this afternoon was this fellow.
As they took down the Yankees in the Bronx 3-1.